There's still 23 days to go until Christmas. But for Deontay Wilder, it must feel like Christmas has come early. I say this because never in his wildest imagination would Wilder believe that the 2 times undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Oleksandr Usyk, will call him out. Especially at a stage in which Wilder is in his career right now. You know, Wilder is not the guy, he's not the Wilder of 5 or 6 years ago. He's not that guy anymore. He's lost his powers, got outclassed by Joseph Parker, brutally knocked out by Zhilei Zhang. He made a comeback against Terrell Henderson, whatever the guy's name was. Looked decent in there, but it's still not Wilder, if you know what I mean. So for Oleksandr Usyk to call Wilder out, Wilder must be thinking, damn, man, God has given me a second chance at life in boxing. You know, how many fighters can actually say that? How many fighters can say that they've been given a second chance? You know what I mean? A revival, because no one would have ever seen this coming. You know what I mean? Oleksandr Usyk calling out Deontay Wilder. It's crazy. It's crazy. If I'm Wilder and his team, yeah, like I'm getting on that phone, they probably already have. They probably already have. By the time I'm recording this video and by the time I upload it, Wilder's team, his manager, whoever that is, they're probably already rang Team Usyk and the negotiations are probably already underway. You know what I mean? They're already discussing the purse. They're already discussing the venue and everything. Crazy, 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 crazy situation right now. Now, I've seen the reaction online. Everyone's got a different perspective on it. You know what I mean? Everyone's got their own opinions as well. Some people are saying, yo, Usyk is ducking Wardley, which is crazy to me. Why would Usyk duck Wardley? Who has Usyk ever ducked? Usyk is not the ducking sort of guy. Do you know what I mean? He fights everybody, do you know? But I've seen that online. I've seen some people saying that Usyk ducked. Some people are saying, yo, Usyk can do whatever the hell he wants to do. I'm in agreement with that. I'm on the side of the people that are saying Usyk has earned the right to do whatever he wants to do. I'm in agreement with that. And there's other people saying, yo, Usyk should be fighting the likes of Kabayao and, you know, all these other heavyweights that are deserving of a title shot. And I understand that. I understand the point of view of people saying he should fight Kabayao, fight Wardley, do you know what I mean? Like, fight him, you know, they're more worthy fights, they're more competitive fights. That side of it I understand. But I also understand the point of view of where Usyk is coming from. Usyk, like, he's just chasing big money now, the big names, you know. And listen, respect to Fabi Wardley, respect to Kabayao. Yeah, these guys have achieved amazing things to get to where they are. But Deontay Wilder's name is still bigger than theirs. I think Deontay Wilder still outsells both Kabayao and Fabi Wardley. Now, Fabi Wardley's done well here in the UK. He's done really well for himself, considering he comes from an unlicensed, like, white-collar boxing. He's done tremendously well. But Deontay Wilder is Deontay Wilder, man. Yes, he's not the same guy as 5 years ago. However, his name still rings bells. You know what I mean? His name still rings bells. And another way I'm looking at it is Usyk, he wants to fight the best, the greatest fighters of this era. That's how he's looking at it, you know? And if you look at the best fighters of this era in terms of the heavyweight division, the last 10 years, yeah, the big names. And when I say great fighters, I'm not talking just skill, innit? Because obviously Wilder, when it comes to technical ability, he's not the best, innit? We already know that. That's been established. We know that. Greatest names, biggest names of the past decade, you got Fury, you got Anthony Joshua, you got Deontay Wilder. Those are the blockbuster names. Usyk is already fought Joshua twice, Fury twice. This time he's thinking, you know what? I want to add Deontay Wilder to my resume. Because at the end of the day, yeah, I think what Usyk is looking at is when he's retired, sitting down, old guy, you know, chilling with the grandkids, people will say, look, Usyk fought some of the biggest names of his era. He fought Fury, he fought Joshua, and he fought Wilder. I think that's the accomplishment that Usyk is going after. You know, he wants to have those big names, those 3 big names on his resume. And listen, I can't blame him for that. I can't blame him for that. For me, Usyk, man, undisputed the cruiserweight division, 2 times undisputed at the heavyweight division. Like, he's earned the right, man. And look at the guys who he's defeated. He's earned the right. He's earned the right. Now, let's read the statement from Oleksandr Usyk. Yeah, he did an interview with, I believe, with Boxing King Media. Is that the name? Yeah, Boxing King Media. Yeah. So Usyk, the 38-year-old Ukrainian, spoke about his next preferred opponent. He said, quote, I want to definitely continue fighting next year. So there's no retirement from Usyk. He's going to continue fighting. I will continue boxing. I want to fight Deontay Wilder. Usyk told Boxing King Media, for me, I think it's very interesting. Wilder is a world champion guy, a very famous guy. This is a strong guy, and he's one of the greatest heavyweight fighters of the last 10 years. Exactly. As I just read on that statement from Usyk there, it illustrates exactly what I just said. You know, I said Wilder is one of the biggest names, one of the most famous names for the past decade in the heavyweight division. So Usyk just wants to add that name in there, you know, and Usyk is just playing chess right now, you know. He gives up the WBO title. You know, he knows he can always come back and fight whoever's holding that title. It's like they're just keeping that belt warm for Usyk. They're just holding. He's just borrowed it to them because whenever Usyk decides to fight, whoever's holding that belt, whether it be Fabio Wardley or whoever's holding it at the time, Usyk will come back and probably smoke them and win and become 3 times undisputed champion of the world in the heavyweight division, breaking another record, which would be crazy, which would just further cement his legacy. And I don't really see no one ever breaking that record, if I'm going to be honest. So like I said, man, Usyk just wants to include Deontay Wilder because he's one of the biggest names of all time. He wants to include him in that list of fighters that he's fought. And that's understandable. I understand where the big man, the Ukrainian, is coming from. Now, would it be competitive, Wilder versus Usyk? Of course not. Do you know what I mean? We saw what Joseph Parker did to Wilder. We saw what Gilles Young did to Wilder. Do you know what I mean? So Wilder is not at the peak of his powers. Maybe 5-6 years ago, Usyk would have still beat him then because Usyk is just special. He's just an elite fighter. He's just in a league of his own right now, yeah? Usyk would have smoked Wilder still, but at the same time, because Wilder was still very athletic at the time, we would have thought, you know what? If Wilder catches him, he only takes 1, you know what I mean? So if that I'm saying that if the fight took place 5 or 6 years ago, but now Wilder, even his power is not there, man. You know what I mean? His last fight against, I believe it's Terrell Henderson, something like that. Yeah, he dropped Terrell Henderson a couple of times. But his powers just wasn't there no more. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't the Deontay Wilder, the bronze bomber from Alabama. You know what I mean? 1 shot, bang, down, nah. You know what I mean? Now it takes several shots for him to put you away. And because of that, I think Usyk will go in there and toy with him, play with him, and I think Usyk will knock him out. Usyk will knock him out, you know? So it won't be a competitive fight. I don't believe it. I don't believe it's going to be competitive. However, it's still going to be very intriguing because people always think, what if? And in the heavyweight division, it only takes 1 punch. That's all it takes, you know? So I'll tune in to watch that fight if it was announced. I know you at home, you tune in. So let's not act like, yo, we're all mad about it and we're not going to tune in. We're going to tune in because it's still fascinating. You know, you're still going to tune in to like see, can Wilder really do it? And with Usyk, he's 38 years old now. I know Wilder's older than him, but Usyk is slowing down. He is beginning to slow down. And Eventually, you know what I say, man? You F around and find out, man. The longer you stay in this game, you just don't know when Father Time will catch up to you. You know, not a lot of fighters leave the game clean. You know, not a lot of fighters leave the game unscathed, like, do you know what I mean? Untouched. Do you know what I mean? None of them leave unblemished. You know, like, it's rare. Only one, Mayweather, Joe Calzaghe. These are the two fighters that come at the top of my mind, of my head when thinking about fighters who've left undefeated. And, you know, Andre Ward, you know, that's another one. But everyone else, man, eventually they lose. And with Usyk, clearly says it in the statement that he put out with Boxing King Media. He said that, he's going to continue fighting. So Usyk has no intentions of retiring. You know, he has no intentions of retiring in the near future. He's going to carry on. He's going to crack on. And you know what? He did mention as well that the Fabio Wardley fight is always going to be there. So he might still fight Fabio Wardley. I know Fabio Wardley and his team are probably mad right now, but that fight could still happen. Fabio Wardley is going to have to defend against someone else, whoever that is. And then if he wins that and Usyk fights Wilder and he wins that, they might just face each other late 2026 when Usyk goes to become 3 times undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. It might happen. It might happen. But my people, let me know, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, man. What do you think of Oleksandr Usyk calling out Deontay Wilder? Is Wilder deserving of it? Is Usyk holding up the heavyweight division? Is Usyk being unfair to other heavyweights such as Kabayao? You know, Joseph Parker was waiting for a long time as well. Fabio Wardley, is he being unfair to them? Or has Usyk earned the right to do whatever the hell he wants? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, my people. And do you think Usyk should retire as well, man? Like, why are you carrying on, man? You've achieved everything, man. Why? The longer you stay, man, the likelihood of you losing, like, gets higher. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, the possibility gets higher and higher. The longer you stay, you're getting old, your reflexes ain't there no more. Yes, you still got the boxing IQ and all that, but it's still very dangerous him hanging around, man. Do you know what I mean? So let me know your thoughts in the comments, my people. I'll really appreciate it. Once again, thank you so much for watching EMGM Sports. It's me, your boy Enzo, the realest in the game. Please don't forget to smash the likes. And if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe because you're really going to help us to grow. I'll be back real soon with another one. Until then, stay blessed, my people. Peace.